The following is a clip from the highly acclaimed educational radio program, The White Riot Show.
You know, for a while I was covering, doing a TV venture, and we did that Independent League, you know, where we were filming some TV stuff for them. Yeah. And I met a lot of those guys, and like when you talk to them, like I told you, I think I met I met Marty Jannetty. Yeah. From the old Midnight Rockers, and I met
Pat Patterson.
No. I met who was it? Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
I met Bret the Hitman Hart. I met all these guys. Really? And the funny thing is, you know, I'm being a little bit of a fanboy. I'm like, oh, can I get your picture? Blah, blah, blah. We're taking pictures and everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
And how many photo bombs in those pictures were there of the guy who was the replacement Ultimate Warrior? I don't even know his fucking name. Whoever he was.
The only thing I remember is that you were bigger than all of them.
Yeah.
I was like, John, you can beat these fucking guys if you were in shape, you fat fuck. I was like look at
That's true.
John was like, let me tell you something. John took a picture of these guys. He had like 3 or 4 inches on everybody.
Yeah.
Just bigger in size, even though we outplay your fatness.
Yeah.
It just, you know, it's like, I'm trying to kill these guys. I said, these photos would look better with me because I'm smaller and they would look bigger than me.
You know who was the only guy who was, you're right, but you know who was, in all seriousness, was as big as I was, but he was 1,000 years old? Ox Baker. Remember Ox Baker?
Ox Baker's out of his mind. Yeah, I saw him in Escape from New York.
Poor bastard with that big handlebar mustache.
He still has it, right?
And he still, and he dyes it black with the bald head. And he had that bullwhip around his neck that he always carries. And I saw him, and the poor bastard, you hear about this, but it's not an exaggeration. These guys are broken down human beings at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, it's sad. They're in the middle of Jersey. And this poor guy, Ox Baker, a guy that I grew up, I was terrified of him when you saw him on TV. He was fucking terrifying. He
looked like an evil...
Yeah, with the pointy ears and everything. And I saw him, and he was just sitting, like, slumped over in a folding chair. Someone had given him a soda that he was sucking on. You know what I mean? It was like, I walked up to him and I went, Mr. Baker, and he went, huh? I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I said, big fan. Can I get a picture? I mean, it was almost pathetic.
Yeah, I remember you told me.
And he just said to me, he goes, all right, son. He goes, and I bent over so he wouldn't have to get out of the chair because you could tell he was in pain, you know? And he looked at me and he says, no pictures of me sitting down. He says, just do me a favor. He goes, you stand up and just give me your arm. I go, what? He goes, give me your hand. Give me your hand. So I give him my hand, and the guy was still strong because he lifted himself up off the chair by his arm. Yeah. Like he did like a pull-up using me as leverage.
Right.
And he stood up long enough, and he put his, he held. Now, when you look at the picture, it looks like we're doing one of those mean poses. I'm doing one of those mean poses with him, like, and he was, and like you saw the picture, that he was the only one of the wrestlers that was as big as I was.
Right.
But the whole time that picture was taken, he was holding me. He was holding himself up by holding on to me.
Right.
That's why it looks intense. If you look at that picture, he's got that scowl on his face. Yeah. It's because he's holding himself up, and I'm like, man, I feel so sad for the guy. Like, there's no pension. Yeah. There's there's not old age home for wrestlers. Like, if you didn't sock away your money or buy a business when you were hot, like a bar or something,
you're
fucked.
Yeah,
you're fucked. And you go to these shows. It's like that movie, The Wrestler, with that Aronofsky made with Mickey Rourke. It is so accurate. Like, you see these guys, their whole life is going from show to show, hoping that someone pays you $10-20 for an autograph. Maybe you make enough money to have a hot dog that night, or somebody feeds you a hot dog. Because they remember who you are. Yeah. But there's this sort of like little honor among thieves that they have. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, even though I was clearly a fanboy, none of them knew who I was. They someone had told them that I was a quote unquote TV executive. So they were all kissing my ass because they thought I could get them on TV. You know what I mean? Would you stop it already? I can't bleep this out the whole time, buddy. Come on, you're making life horrible for me. Don't say it. You're killing me over here. You're killing me. No, you're killing me. You're killing me. But what the fuck, man? Cut me a break, bro.
Join us every week at www.whiteriotshow.com to follow the latest exploits of Big Fat John and Judo Larry M. This is Mark, the man with the golden voice. And I'm not wearing any pants.